always want to sing that one when I hear it. Annie is one of 4 Broadway revivals nominated for tomorrow night's 67th annual Tony Awards at Radio City Music Hall. And here to predict the winners and losers is Michael Reidel, theater critic for the New York Post and the host of Theater Talk on PBS this morning. So, Michael, there's no Book of Mormon this year. There's no one play everyone's talking about. But what do critics think about the overall grouping?
The quality's been very, very high, but you're right. The Book of Mormon, which opened a couple of years ago on Broadway, everybody was talking about that. And you could not get in to see that show when they were charging $475 for a ticket. There's nothing as hot as that on Broadway right now, but there are a number of shows that are doing very well, and there's some stiff competition at the Tonys on Sunday night for the Best Musical.
Let's take a look at Best Play to start with. What do you think who's going to win there?
There's a very funny play by Chris Durang called Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike. It stars Sigourney Weaver and David Hyde Pierce, and it's about an older Hollywood star living on her estate in Connecticut and all the people in her life who are sort of hanging around her and sort of feeding off her wealth. And it's Chris Durang's take on sort of a Chekhovian play with his zany sensibility. Very funny. David Hyde Pierce is terrific in the play, and so is Sigourney Weaver. That is the one I think is going to win. It's going to beat out another good play by Nora Ephron, the last play she wrote called Lucky Guy, starring Tom Hanks as Mike McAlery, an old New York newspaper tabloid columnist. Hanks is giving a superb performance in a play that is not as good as Sonia, Vanya, Masha, and Spike, but I think Tom Hanks is going to win the Tony for Best Actor in a Play.
Well, you covered actor, so what about actress in a play? Who's the favorite in the category for the women?
Sentimental favorite, Cicely Tyson, who is 88 years old, I believe.
That's amazing.
Trip to Bountiful, doing 8 performances a week, a very touching, beautiful, sentimental performance. She is the favorite to win that category.
You're not a big fan of the play, but you love her.
The play is a lovely, charming Horton Foote play, but she really ups it quite a bit, you know. And I think she may well be the oldest person ever to win a Tony Award.
Conspicuously absent in this category is Bette Midler, who got rave reviews.
Yeah, that was a crime. Bette Midler is starring as the old Hollywood agent Sue Mengers in I'll Eat You Last, a very funny, dishy Hollywood play. And I think she is giving a first-rate, terrific performance, but the Tony nominators overlooked her, and it was a real snub. And I can tell you, having been talking to some of Bette's people, she was really put out by it. She was offended that they didn't recognize her.
Understandably. So let's talk about musicals, though. Everyone's saying this one's just too close to call. Who's it between?
It is between Kinky Boots, which has a score by Cyndi Lauper and a script by Harvey Fierstein. A very fine, funny show about a shoe factory that's on its last legs, so to speak. And the guy who's running it becomes friendly with a transvestite who performs in the local club. And the transvestite invents these kinky boots that saves the shoe factory. Cute, charming, great score by Cyndi Lauper, I gotta say. But its competition is what, to my money, is the best musical out there, Matilda, which is based on the great Roald Dahl's children's novel. And that comes from London. And that is a superbly directed and choreographed and performed show. And I've been covering the Tonys a long time. I would say that the race between Kinky Boots and Matilda is as close as anything I have seen. The general sense earlier in the year was that Matilda, because it was so popular and successful in London, was going to walk in and take all the awards. And out of nowhere came Cyndi Lauper with Kinky Boots, and it's a real challenging Matilda quite a bit.
Michael, last question quickly. Best revival musical. We saw Annie, a candidate.
I'm not crazy about this, Annie. In fact, I know you want to sing that song, but I want to strangle that little girl when she screeches that song. I don't care for that one.
So what do you think will take it?
It's going to be Pippin. Got a great old Stephen Schwartz show with Andrea Martin giving a terrific performance, so my money's on Pippin.
Well, Michael Reidel, thank you. Forgive me for wanting to sing when I hear it. And
if you sing, I'll strangle you, so watch it.
Of course, you can see the Tony Awards tomorrow night live, beginning at 8 p.m., 7 Central, right here on CBS. Tomorrow.